right, everybody. Welcome, one and all, to Fowl Territory 365. I am your host, Gizzard Gary, your cordial host. One moment here. I'm having a technical difficulty here. Yeah, there we can start that ticker. And for some reason, where'd my logo go? There we go. Now I got a logo up there. All right. So here we are. It is Monday, June the 29th. So welcome one and all to the show. So let's introduce my panel for this evening. And we've got quite the stellar group here. So let's introduce everybody. My first panelist, he comes to us from the valleys of West Virginia. He is the host of This Week Unloaded on the Unloaded Media Channel and the undisputed king of everything. Let's welcome aboard Rich White.
Yo.
Hello, hello, hello. And then the man whose sole purpose in life is to ruin the chat.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes to us from the Keystone State.
Yep, not doing it tonight. Sorry.
Not doing it? Okay.
I'm tired and hurt.
He's tired and hurt, but he hosts a live stream on Thursday nights on the Guns and Barbecue channel. And he also has a channel called Blind Guy Photography. But tonight, he's Guns and Barbecue. Good evening.
Good evening. Thanks for having me. I'd like to remind everybody, if you didn't catch Rich's show last night, he said some stuff about amateur wrestling that I had to correct him on. Once again, Rich was wrong.
It happens. I hear. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
My next panelist, he comes to me from the Show Me State, and he has a Saturday night Guns, Beer, and Therapy podcast, and he is here to make someone's hearing better, presumably. So let's welcome Hillbilly up.
Hey, everybody. How y'all doing? Sorry, we just got inside. Grandkids are over here, and he's out there lighting smoke bombs and snakes, starting the 4th of July, like getting an early start, starting with the small stuff. And so, anyway, I got my camera off because I'm eating leftover roast potatoes and carrots. So, anyway.
All right.
Thank you for having me, bud.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Last but not least, coming to us from the American Southwest, the well-known lover of pugs himself, Gun Websites, is with us. Good evening.
Good evening. Thanks for the invite.
You betcha.
Thanks for hosting.
Oh.
Sorry, barbecue is here.
I am too. Remember, folks, if you want to get me off this panel, all you got to do is raise $100 worth of super chats. And remember, now I also tell dad jokes every episode. So if you don't want to hear that terrible dad joke, boom, $100, I'm out of here.
Well, at least 3 of us. At least, I was going to say, at least 4 of us are dads on this panel. So it could happen for sure. So let's look and see who we've got out there in the audience. Of course, Gun Websites out there and in here. We have Vulcan Rumble out there. Guns and Barbecue doing dual duty. And we have Alaska One Andy in the audience. Alex Parlin is out there, along with Woods from the Pacific Northwest. Hillbilly up out there and in here. And then we've got Pack Rat's Attic all the way from San Antonio is here. And Ms. Pack Rat. They kind of go together. So, yeah, burger ruins everything, according to Woods. I've heard that. We do have Ron Wayne is in the audience. The Ron Wayne. All right. The official Ron Wayne, by the way. So we have J Delta 22NC is out there. And we have Ozzy Osbourne barking at the moon out there. And then another Texan Denny's plant-based journey is out there. So that's who we've got in the audience so far. 15 people present, and we do have a giveaway in progress as evidenced by the ticker at the bottom of the screen. If you want to enter said giveaway, hashtag FT365. All of you folks, whether you're on YouTube or if you're watching on Twitch or if you're watching on Rumble right now, you can enter the giveaway. Also, we have Ron 2A Matters just joined us. Good evening. So anyway, yeah, and tonight we are giving away the standard prize package, which is a bunch of stickers, a few patches, maybe throw in a bumper sticker. And then, the last 3 weeks or so, I've found zipper pulls around here to give away, right? And you're probably thinking he's out of those now. He can't possibly have any more zipper pulls. Well, guess what? I found in the other room, hanging on my wall, 2 more. So one of those is going to be given away today. Hopefully Jacob won't win it, but Jacob's not here yet, so I can say that. Tonight's winner will also get the smallest O-light I have ever received. This one right here.
That's what she said.
This is the O-light. I don't even know. It's called the X9R cell. I think that's a non-replaceable battery, but it's a twist operation. Nice little key ring light and stuff like that. Also,
Is it rechargeable then?
It is not rechargeable. So don't run
those
the battery
do take
out.
watch batteries. I do have one.
Oh, you have one? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
My camera's going haywire again. This happens every show. I'm going to have to get a new camera, I tell you what. Let me fix that. All right. Hopefully it won't happen again, but there's no guarantees. Also, tonight's winner is going to receive a sealed deck of cards from Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Yeah. Cool.
Nice.
You mean to tell me you don't have the AK-47 deck to give away?
I have one. I'm not giving it away because I only have one.
That's right. I'm pretty sure I have all the stock of the card decks.
Also, last but not least, I found this little tidbit. This is a tape measure. Cool little, it's a black fabric tape measure. And let me get this right side up so you can read it. It has Iraq Veteran 8888's logo on there. So an IV 8888 tape measure. How about that? You won't get that on a whole lot of channels. So I've had a couple people join. Gerald Muir is in the audience. Agorizer is also there. Wood says, Gary, you could just turn it off, all fixed. I could. I don't think anybody really wants to see me anyway. So I think you're trying to hurt my feelings a little bit. You're going to have to work harder than that. We have 3-toed Jack out there, which over the last 24 hours or so, I figured out who that is. That's Boomstick, by the way.
Yeah.
Under one of his many channel names. So.
It didn't take too much deduction. He kind of said it last night on my show.
He told us. That's why I said I found this out just recently. So anyway, 16 people watching. Thank you for being here. So what's going on? Anybody got news? Anybody got anything cool to tell us? Anything new you bought? Anything?
I did run into Ron Lane at a dollar store, but I really found out he wasn't the official Ron Wayne. So,
oh, well, yeah, that doesn't count if it's not the official Ron Wayne.
It wasn't the official. And I just had somebody step in here, lean in here and say hi to everybody.
Hi. Hello.
Hello.
Tell them what we've been doing outside. Fireworks, yeah.
Fireworks, no.
Worms, smoke bombs, and sparklers, haven't we?
And snakes.
Oh, snakes, yeah, not worms.
Snakes.
Sorry, snakes.
Yeah. Snakes are
You
bigger
get all
than
the
worms.
black washed off of you. Most of it, yeah. I mean, you have to pick those things up after they cool off and get the black all over your hands. No doubt about it. I mean,
yeah, it makes a mark on your sidewalk that takes a few days to disappear and stuff like that. So. All right. So, anybody else have any news?
Well, Agorizer out there is talking about the judge that put an injunction on the Virginia gun laws.
So, can you speak to that?
Yeah, not a whole lot. I saw something in passing, but I didn't actually read the article.
I do not have any particular news on. I saw a thumbnail alluding to it. I have to admit I did not watch it. Fluffy 10mm Jeep guy is out there, says, hey, and I've seen some people, gun websites in particular, showing up out there on Twitch. So nice to see people out there on the alternate platforms. Always cool. Also, look at there. He's on Rumble, too. You can't see the logo, but he is. He's out there on 3 different platforms. So he's trying to enter the giveaway. So, which I need to do something real quick to make sure the giveaway tool is working. Yep, we got 8 people entered in the giveaway. All right. So, PlaneNet is out there. We're up to 18 people. All right. Good to see everybody in here. So, this weekend is the 4th of July, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep,
The
Saturday.
250th anniversary of the 4th of July. So, question for the panel. We're going to play a little bit of trivia here. I've already talked to Rich. He's only allowed to answer if nobody else can answer the questions correctly, because I'm pretty sure he knows all the answers to these things. Guns and Barbecue, do you want to tell us what happened on the 4th of July? Why are we celebrating 4th of July? What's significant about it?
Well, we got all the tea out of the harbor after we seeded it with all that great tea. We topped it off with a little bit of Jack Daniels, and we flipped our middle fingers to England and said, "Give them the bird." I don't think it went quite like that, but it sounds like a good synopsis, doesn't it?
That's a synopsis, but a particular event happened on July the 4th, 1776. Can you tell me what happened?
Nothing.
You get multiple choice.
I'm not
We
gonna
opened
make
up.
I feel like this is a trick question for some reason. Like, I don't know why.
It could be a trick question because a lot of people have misconceptions as to what
We
happened
opened
on
up
July
trade
4th.
with- We opened up trade with China and got fireworks.
Anybody else want to take a stab at this before I let Rich answer the question? No Googling, by the way. Wood says they declared independence. Partially true. Partially true. Okay, Rich, what happened on July the 4th, 1776, specifically?
Not much. Everything happened before, just they got the last signature, so they declared that day that independence was declared, even though it was actually declared a couple of days before.
The Second Continental Congress formally adopted the Declaration of Independence on July the 4th, 1776. The vote took place when, though? Does anybody know? When did they take the vote to declare independence? Okay, when was it?
I read it off the internet, though. I can't remember this stuff from. When do you think you learned this? Like little kid school?
I learned it about an hour ago.
Oh, but I mean, you learn this stuff when you're little, and then you just sort of remember it, I guess, or the gist of it. But anyway, 2 days before. On the 2nd.
2 days before. Agorizer has it too. July the 2nd is when they actually voted to do this. Okay. It was adopted July the 4th. And then it was printed. But when was it signed? Was it signed then, Rich?
It was signed all over the place.
But it wasn't signed on July the 4th.
No.
Well, the last signature was on the 4th, wasn't it?
No.
No, it's believed to. There's a myth that it was, but yeah, it took a while because not everybody was actually there to sign it at the time when it was ratified.
Yeah, and most of them were drunk, so they had to sober up because you talk about our forefathers. I mean, people don't understand. A lot of them were like 20-some-year-olds, and they were partiers.
So the actual declaration was signed on August the 2nd. So who could tell me what future presidents signed the Declaration of Independence? Hillbilly, you have any idea which future presidents signed how many and who they were?
Well, I really don't know who's going to be the president in the future.
Well, if they signed it in 1776, chances
I
are they're
understand what
deceased.
you're saying. Glover Cleveland. I don't really know, to be honest with
That is incorrect.
you.
Guns and barbecue. You want to take a stab at it?
I'm thinking here. The Declaration of Independence?
Yes.
One
of them should kind of go without saying,
like
since
Madison
he's
and Jefferson
widely
are kind of
considered
music.
to be. You're partially right. Thomas Jefferson, who is usually considered to be the author of the Declaration, certainly did. But Madison is incorrect.
Oh, go figure.
We have a couple correct answers out there in the audience. Jefferson and Adams are the two.
That's what I said.
Oh.
I just had the letters arranged wrong.
Gee whiz.
He just pronounces it different because he's in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Adamson, Madison, whatever.
Gee whiz, how many of the 13 colonies signed on to the Declaration of Independence?
All of them.
That's correct. All of them signed on to it.
That was the whole point, I thought.
Okay. Hillbilly, when they had the vote in the Second Continental Congress to adopt the Declaration, one state abstained from the vote. Can you tell me who it was? Or colony, I should say.
Oh, man. I assume it's a northeastern state, but I might be wrong. New
Yes.
Hampshire.
That's wrong. Guns and barbecue?
Delaware.
Wrong. G-Webs.
Can't remember this one. I seem to remember something about it. Is it Jersey? Was that one of them?
Also incorrect. Rich?
Gee, this is a pure guess. Vermont?
You're all wrong. New York.
Oh, New York.
Typical New York.
Oh, they had a communist mayor at the time. That's right.
They probably did. Was the Liberty Bell rang on the 4th of July?
No.
That's correct.
I don't know, but somebody cracked the damn thing.
When did they ring the Liberty Bell to celebrate the Declaration of Independence? Anybody know?
It wasn't made till the 18th, I thought.
It was when the Declaration was officially read to the citizens of Philadelphia on July the 8th, 1776.
Oh, okay.
I know when it's cracked because it was after Philadelphia won a game and the crowd went through and knocked the damn thing off and cracked it.
Okay. On the 50th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, July the 4th, 1826, two past presidents passed away that same day.
Mm-hmm.
Who can tell me who they were?
I can,
Jefferson and
but I'm
Madison.
not allowed.
Partially correct. Hillbilly?
One guess is Biden. I don't know the other one.
Gee Webbs, you want to try? Jefferson is correct, by the way.
Was it Jefferson and Adams?
It is Jefferson and Adams. That's correct.
Yeah, the two that signed it also died on the same day 50 years later.
And then 5 years after that, another president passed away on July the 4th, 1831. Who was that? Anybody can answer this. The only other president to pass away on July the 4th.
I don't have a clue with that.
Wood says Washington.
No, it's not Washington.
James Monroe.
Oh, Maryland's dead. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. All right. So we've got Kent out there. We got Jacob in the audience. And Misty Mrs. Wayne is out there. So we've got 23 people out there. Don't forget, if you want to enter the giveaway, it is hashtag FT365. And no, I am not giving away a P365. I know that rumor's been going around. It's not true. It's fake news. So, all right. So that's really all I've got, unless somebody else wants to throw some trivia out there. I just got those together real quick. Those were tough. I guess we could have silence.
I would like to renegotiate my contract now.
I'll double your salary.
I was elected to lead, not to read.
I mean, you can't hardly beat getting your salary doubled, can you?
It's true.
And you can have the 4th of July off. So I don't have a show then. Hillbilly does.
Yeah, those are great. Those are great questions. Yeah. I feel like I should have learned them in grade school. Maybe I did, and just had a few too many beers since then. But
Jacob says, well, that Galil from last week, somebody already grabbed it before I could get it for myself. Dang.
Yeah, it was a good gun.
It's too bad. Should have bought it when you had the chance.
You should just go to the gun shop, tell them, call that guy immediately.
I want his name.
Cash offer.
I want his name right now. What does Jacob say? A whole year of Gary? Wahoo. Oh, a whole year? Yeah.
An episode a day.
Packrat's Attic is asking a question. What was the position they offered Washington first? I believe this is largely a myth, but who wants to answer this?
King.
Head of the Federal Reserve.
That rumor has persisted. It's never been officially verified. So
They were going to give it to him, but then there was a the first No Kings rally, and then they decided not to.
That's exactly what it was. Well, see, and like with what I've always heard, it wasn't that they were like, "Hey, you know what? If you want to be king of the, colonies, like have at it." And he was like, "Nah, it's all right." It's just he was so popular with the way it was at least always explained to me in school was with how popular he was, he could have done such a thing.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody was like, let's fight, a resistance to the king or get ready to start a war against this king and then immediately have another king. I don't think that was the thing. That was the whole point of the Declaration.
Alex Pardon wants to know who signed the Declaration of Independence first.
Well, the story goes it was John Hancock, which is why he signed it so large. He didn't factor in that other people were going to have to sign it as well.
Well, the story I heard was he wrote his name so big he said, let the king see that, because people were afraid to sign it because they were afraid the king would see it. He said, well, I'm going to sign it nice and big so the king will know I signed it.
The true story, that's the myth. Yeah, the true story is that he just didn't factor in that other people were going to have to sign it too. So he wasn't thinking basically, and he just signed his name as large as he normally would.
So,
The internet says that he signed it on August 2nd, 1776, during an official signing event in Philadelphia.
so Three-Toed Jack says, what was George Washington's middle name?
Carver?
Jack.
For some reason, I thought it was George Carver Washington. Maybe not.
You're thinking of George Washington Carver.
It was
Oh,
actually,
yeah. Never mind.
it was actually DC.
That's a different person entirely.
Yeah. Cool.
George DC Washington.
To my knowledge, he had no middle name.
I'm waiting for Young Washington to come out on Angel Studios so I can find out.
Vulcan Rumble says, remember, global warming did occur the first time that George Washington was picked up at Valley Forge by Henry Ford in the first F-350 pickup. I don't know if that's true or not.
That was the first instance of gay sex. That is terrible.
They only had 150s back then, buddy.
The internet says there he didn't have a middle name. He did not.
What says, it would have been the king for life, but essentially the president never offered him complete control.
Yeah, I mean, George Washington, wasn't he the one that said, hey, I've been president long enough and like there needs to be a term limit or something? I mean, I might be wrong, but
Well, he never said that there should be a term limit. He just, after 8 years, was like, okay, I'm done. And everybody followed suit after that, just as a show of respect to him.
Yeah.
And it became tradition because then Roosevelt was like, hey, I'm going to run for a third one. And then a few months into his third term, he kicks the bucket. And that's what prompted Congress to be like, we should make a constitutional amendment.
yeah, FDR did serve the longest terms, right?
From
that's a
32
guy-
to 44
That's a guy that could have theoretically been
or 45.
king of
He-
the U.S.
Yeah, he served from 32 to 45. He died at the beginning of his fourth term.
Oh, was it the fourth term?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
And he's the one that, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I understand, that like nobody can own gold. Everybody needs to turn it in for this X amount of dollar per ounce. And
Yep.
then he's like, okay, we got everybody's gold. Now it's worth this much an ounce.
A lot of people hid the gold and didn't turn it in.
Yeah, I'm sure there's probably still some buried in the backyard somewhere. Yeah.
And Three-Toe Jack said he didn't have one. It wasn't common practice to have middle names at the time. That's kind of what I thought. Then he says, I think there were only 100s back then. I've watched some genealogy shows on George Washington, as a matter of fact. They're out there on YouTube. Kind of interesting, actually.
Well, Gary, you're probably like the most knowledgeable on genealogy, but there for a while, like when you look up family trees, wasn't a lot of people like had George Washington or something like that within their name or something like that? Like middle name or whatever.
You mean their middle name is George Washington?
Well,
Hey,
either
what's your name?
like
Jackson.
Washington,
Alan
or,
George Washington Jackson.
yeah. But I heard a deal one time that said that like George Washington's name was the most used there for a while, like as first and or middle names. And I didn't know if it's true or not.
I couldn't tell you, to be honest. I haven't ran into a lot of it in genealogy, let's put it that way. But most of my ancestors aren't from the old colonial part of the country either, so. And my family didn't move here until the later 1800s, so they would have been immigrants. So, not that it didn't happen, I haven't ran into it, let's put it that way.
I just read here that it says that Washington didn't really want a second term even. He was old and he was sick of it, but he did it. And then at the end of his second term, he just retired. He was old and didn't want to do it anymore. It says that he wasn't against like longer runs. He just was sick of it. And then it says his retirement set a precedent. So it wasn't really a law as much as just because he did it, everybody else ducked out, stopped after 2 until what's his face.
Yeah, he's probably still cold from the crossing Delaware, and just wanted to go home, warm up, and retire.
It wasn't long after he retired that he passed away.
Yeah.
Well, when you think of the fact that Washington didn't even get to live in the White House, didn't exist yet.
Washington, D.C. didn't exist yet.
He was in New York as the president.
This is a good, since we're talking about all this in 250 years or whatever. I'm not for sure. I think most people on this panel and on the side chat know, but the White House was set on fire at one time. And like they were taking paintings out of there, trying to save some, and and please correct me. I'm trying to do the best of my memory, but a storm come up with lightning and hard rain, put the fire out, and scared the people off that started the fire because they thought that God was coming down on them with the lightning and everything. Is there any truth in that? I mean,
I've never heard that story. Have you?
I've never heard that. No. And it was British soldiers that set it on fire when
the War of 1812.
Yeah, War of 1812 when the British occupied Washington, D.C.
There's a picture of when Biden was in office. There's a picture of him holding one of the pictures that he helped pull out of there as a child.
Well, that was his date that evening.
So Misty says my step papa's name was first Benjamin, middle Franklin. Okay. Denny says many of my employees had parents who didn't know how to spell their names. Just saying. PlaneNet says same as my family. Gary came long after, but live in an area where there's so much of that era of history around my area. Town next door was where Franklin's son was governor, and a militia from my town went over and arrested him. Alex Parlin wants to know, when was the White House built? Rich?
I don't remember what year it was finished.
1802.
Construction began in October 1792. It was officially completed in 1800. President John Adams and his wife Abigail became the first residents on November the 1st, 1800, while the building was still unfinished.
I win. I was closest.
Go. There you go.
It was smaller too, huh?
Yeah.
Well, they didn't have the ballroom back then. No, the bowling alley wasn't there either, or the pool.
They just had the center wing, not the east wing and west wing.
Yeah, almost every president has added something to the White House.
Yeah, this is the funniest thing, and I might have this completely wrong, but I always thought it was funny, and I've told my wife this, and people where the press pool is literally used to be a pool, and they filled it in, and they just called it the press pool in that room. Is that correct? Because there was a swimming pool in the White House at one point.
Well, there still is, and there's one outside as well.
Yeah, but I always heard that they filled in the swimming pool and made it into the press room, and they called it the press pool. And
I don't know.
I've never heard that, so I don't know.
man, hillbillies hear all kinds of shit. No wisdom, none whatsoever, you know.
Packrat's Addict says, I am only third generation in the States. I believe in my family. I'm fourth generation born in. Oh, that's not true. That's not true. Third generation born in the United States. Okay.
With me, it depends on which side of the family you're talking about. My mom.
Well, yeah, me too. Kent wants to know what's the most popular meals for Americans in 1776, such as George Washington. Guess I'm hungry, so thought I'd ask. I don't know.
Pemmican.
NPR did a big thing about what they ate on 4th of July, and it was basically all came down to a bunch of French and English food because everybody was still, you know, we were still whatever, colonists. And while there was other food from here, people were still importing the shit out of food that they were used to. So they said it was stuff like corn bread, basically like corn biscuits or something. And then it was like a bunch of pickled fish and they said they ate a shit ton of oysters, like so many oysters that they'd lined the streets with oyster shells. So they ate a lot of oysters, and then like some kind of mutton soup, just pretty gross stuff. Probably a lot of pickled stuff too. You'd figure out.
Let's see. Common and popular meals during this era included pottage and stews, Johnny cakes, a classic travel-friendly cornmeal flatbread, meat and savory pies, fried chicken, believe it or not, was known then. Seafood in New England, salt cod, oysters, and lobster were so abundant they were initially considered food for the lower classes back then. Wow. There was a dessert called apple pan dowdy, a pie-like dessert made with sliced apples, warm spices, molasses, and a biscuit or crust topping. Sounds like an apple pie.
Yeah.
And corn and squash.
The hillbillies thing about the press room, Alex Parlin and Denny apparently Googled it. Both must have Googled it, and they're saying, yeah, it is true. The James S. Brady press briefing room is built where Roosevelt had a hole filled in.
Yeah, I was reading here. It says, constructed in 1933, the indoor pool was originally installed by FDR, who had physical therapy following his polio diagnosis that he hid from the country. Later on, President Richard Nixon drained it and filled it in with concrete and called it the White House press pool.
So, it's just $1,000. It's not just a big pile of concrete. Not in the middle of the Cold War.
Let's see. Packrat says, besides farm crops, what did Washington make? I think he grew tobacco.
Well, that would be a farm.
Pretty sure he grew tobacco.
He like chopping down apple trees.
Moonshine.
Cherry trees.
The cherry tree, that was the myth.
Has anybody been to Monticello or Monticello?
Monticello was Jefferson.
Okay, so has anybody been to Mount Vernon?
Mount Vernon? Yes, I have.
I've been to both. I don't like Mount Vernon. It's too big. I like Monticello a lot.
I think I was 8 years old.
Okay. Last time I think I was there was in 12, I think.
Agorizer said they put aliens in the pool and then filled it, then covered it up.
Oh, that's what.
No, that's where Jimmy Hoff is buried.
I thought he's buried at home plate in Wrigley Field or something.
I was supposed to be buried in Giant Stadium, but that was dispelled when they tore it down to build a new MetLife Stadium.
Yeah, okay, yeah, MetLife Stadium.
Hemp rope for the Navy. Oh, okay.
Yeah, a lot of farmers back in that era were growing hemp for the purpose of making rope.
Well,
and other textiles.
Well, so I've heard my grandparents say the reason they called marijuana wacky weed was sometimes they grow wild and people smoke it and they get all wacky. But like around here is mainly like moonshine, was a big deal. But yeah.
It's a good crop. You can grow it like 3 times a year and harvest 3 times a year. So it's like grass. It's like bamboo. It grows faster.
Yeah. Well,
especially if you make a rope out of it.
I knew a guy that said one time that you got to grow 3 crops because you have one for the cops, one for the thieves, and one for your personal.
So
I was curious and looked at as the robots look it up, and because when you were talking about, or whenever somebody asked, or no, whatever, Pack Rat said he was 3rd generation. I was thinking, well, most people I know are 3rd or 4th. Like, I don't know too many people, if any, that are more. Maybe I know a couple of people that have been around for longer than that. But I think the country, in my opinion, is mostly new. But I guess according to the internet, about 14 to 15% are foreign born, so they're the 1st generation living here, and then 12 to 13% are the 2nd generation, and then 60 to 70% of Americans are 4th generation, and you get down to 10th generation, and that would be the colonies in the Revolutionary War. So I guess most
or your Mayflower descendants, I suppose, if you want to go that far.
Yeah.
Well, but that's
there
what
are still some.
It takes 10 generations, though, is what the internet's saying, to get back to that. Then most people in the U.S. are 4th generation. It sounds like.
And then there's some of us, like some of my heritage was Cherokee Indian, but Gary helped trace a lot of it back. And yeah, I don't really know how many generations, but.
Okay, so anybody got big plans for the 4th? You guys got big parties you're going to or having a party at your house or anything like that? Or like I say, my local city, practically the entire county is having a countywide party. But I probably won't go.
Probably gonna go fly drones and try to I like getting drone footage of the fireworks because it's up in the air looking down at them. It's just neat.
Nice. That would be so cool.
As long as you don't get your drone blown up.
No, if you got enough of them, it gets a good shot.
Yeah. We have like some family come over the 4th, and I'm sure like Lee let fireworks off at close right at dark, and then we're done. And the 5th, we got outside family on Ames' side come over on Sunday the 5th, and so we're cooking out and doing fireworks again. So. But yeah, if you're not, I'm sorry to plug this, but if you're not doing anything for it, we will be doing the Guns, Beer, and Therapy show, and basically just trying to celebrate America's 250th birthday. So,
all right, couple reminders, or actually this is an announcement more than a reminder. I just got an email today from the good folks at, let me put their logo up here, Excess Sights. You've heard of Excess Sights. They are having an Independence Day sale. It starts July the 1st, goes through July the 8th, 30% off everything on their entire site. So if you're interested in that, go to excesssites.com and check it out. Like I say, July the 1st through July the 8th. So, yeah, check them out. Also, there's another place I want to tell you about. It's called Gear Websites. I know you've never heard of them before, but Gear Websites is your source for every second matters, gun channels, gear, ammo, ID, and more. They have patches, stickers, and other items, and every Friday is Free Patch Friday. So buy cool stuff right there at gearwebsites.com.
GearWebsites.com is your source for firearms-based playing cards and books. We also have mugs, shirts, and posters with designs that we've made live. Of course, we have patches. Every Friday is Free Patch Friday. We appreciate your support. Thank you for shopping at GearWebsites.com.
All right. No anecdotes today? Guess not.
Well, Gear Websites is the fastest patch site in town.
It very well could be.
Yeah.
All right.
You go on Fridays, I mean, like, you get a free patch. It's awesome.
That's right. All right. You know what else is awesome? This right here.
Oh, who's the chicken that everyone loves? Gizzard Gary, who's 4'2" but stands above. Gizzard Gary, a ton of ex-wives and more to come. Gizzard Gary, he loves to give gifts to everyone. Gizzard Gary, giveaway. Gizzard Gary, giveaway. Gizzard Gary, giveaway.
Hi, folks. Gizzard Gary here.
How much did you have
All
to
right.
pay for that jingle?
It's free.
Really? Got that
Yeah.
out.
A friend of mine did that. Some might call him a mouse man.
My second
But,
favorite, Lizard Larry's my favorite. That's second.
Oh, okay. Well, we save Lizard Larry for special occasions, so one of these days maybe he'll slither out of his hiding place. It's a little hot for lizards right now, but he might come out. Anyway, let me go ahead and get my banner started back up. For some reason, I stopped it there. So, yeah, I'll give you a minute or so to enter hashtag FT365 for you old folks. That is # FT365. For a chance to win a sticker pack. And there'll be a lot of stickers in there. There'll be some patches, a bumper sticker maybe. Also, there is a zipper pull that Jacob still hasn't won. Now, I've given away 3 in the last 3 weeks, and he's won 2 of them. So, you know, his odds are pretty good. But another zipper pull, a tiny little O-Light flashlight, a deck of Smoky Mountain Knife Works playing cards, and an IV8888 tape measure, all for the winner. And if you're a channel member, I will throw in a $10 Chick-fil-A gift card on top of all that.
Dang, I forgot to
So I guess let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and do the drum roll, and then we're going to pick a winner. So who's going to win the giveaway?
I don't know. Maybe jumped in there awful late.
They do have to be present to win. DJ Play Nice is the winner. DJ Play Nice, are you out there? I just saw him post a second ago. DJ Play Nice.
Yes. Moo's gonna be
He's out
cussing
there.
him because he posted right before Moo.
Denny said you stopped 2 people too late. I said I was going to give everybody a minute to enter. That's exactly how long I waited. DJ says, we twice in one night. Wow. Cool. You are the winner. Congratulations.
Congratulations,
All
buddy.
right. And he is, not only is he a channel member, he is my longest running channel member. So he gets all the prize stuff, and he gets $10 Chick-fil-A gift card too. So
yeah,
cool.
Just a bunch of nepotism going on here.
And a
How's that?
365.
Oh, he's my longest running channel member. Oh, he just happened to win.
I don't pick them. StreamYard picks them. I don't have nothing to do with it. I swear.
Jacob,
But he is
pay off StreamYard.
And what's all that? What are all those magnets scotch taped to the bottom of the wheel back here?
He is our winner chicken dinner. How about that? Heck yeah. Cool. Congratulations, man.
Yeah,
All
anytime
right.
I win, Ames just takes the gift card from me and eats it while she's in Branson. And don't bring me nothing.
Well, you need to get your own email that she can't get to, and then see.
that must be an Amy thing, because when I've won the gift card from Gary in the past, my wife did the same thing.
Well, so I don't go to Branson very much. That's the only Chick-fil-A around here, and she works over there. So
Yeah,
I'm like,
the same
hey,
with her, you know.
yeah, I'm like, Gary gifted us this, so bring us home some dinner. And she's like, sorry.
Yeah, sure. My Amy works up in Cumberland, Maryland, and that's where the only Chick-fil-A in this area is. So, yeah, same basic problem.
All right. Well, let's go on with something else. Let's take a look at this. All right, so it is time for Show Us Your GORN. And
Look at
you
that
can
sweet Jeep in the background.
Yeah, my ex-vehicle. That's right. It's for sale at a local car dealership. But drove by and looked at it just the other day, as a matter of fact. But nah, I sold it. I don't want to buy it. I'd be taking a loss. It's cost a lot more to buy it than what they gave me for. So I'm not that stupid. But anyway, yeah, you can send your GORN to me via email, gorn@gizzardgary.com, just like it says down the ticker below. Or you can join my Discord server and put the GORN right there in the GORN channel on my Discord. So let's see what we've got so far. We've got a picture here from Ron 2A Matters. Let's take a look. And this is President Harrison's home. It's called Grouseland, located in Vincennes, Indiana, the home of President William Henry Harrison.
I was going to ask, which Harrison? William Henry?
William Henry Harrison. It was built between 1802 and 1804. It is also known as the White House of the West. Served as a family home, government building, and fortress. It was the first brick home in the Indiana Territory and has a rich history that is worth exploring. That's pretty cool. All right. Denny says, there's your problem. Why on earth did you tell your wife? Just kidding. We shared it at the time I won it.
Well, if I didn't tell her, it wouldn't have got used.
It is a cool looking house, I will say that. So let's go. I'm going to go take a look at my Discord server and see, because sometimes people sneak stuff in on me. And tonight is not an exception. So we've got some stuff in here. Let me put the Discord server on the screen. Oops. This is from Plain Nut. And he says, my auction pickup's waiting in limbo until the permission slip shows up for the pistol. P229. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. What else has he got? Let's see. Don't know if I can read that tag.
I know I can't.
Zoom in.
That's as far as I can zoom in.
That's a 6013.
You ever been to a auction like this? We used to go to auctions in a hotel that were like this. They'd set up a bunch of tables and then put out all these guns and stuff, and then you'd look at them for a while, and then they'd start the auction. Everybody's sitting in chairs in the middle of them. And it was like a regular auction, you know, with the bidder, whatever they call that, the auctioneer up there, you know, doing the whole thing. That's how I got my Aristoc, a couple other guns this way. It's kind of fun.
You said the prior one was a Remington built 1903. Thought it was a 1903. I'm very familiar with 1903. I got scars on my hands from 1903, right? That was our drill rifle when I was in junior ROTC.
Oh, wow. Oh, very cool. Okay. So now we've got some more mail came in. So we've got something from Ozzy here. And this is just for the show, he says. So because it is show 365, we've got 3 holsters for the P365. How about that?
Nice.
Aren't those nice?
Real nice.
If I understand this correctly, you're giving these away right now?
They're not mine to give away. I can't give away stuff that's not mine. That wouldn't be right. Ron 2A Matter says, I've been in that house. There's a bullet hole in the glass, and it's still there where someone tried to assassinate him. Wow. That's pretty cool. Okay. So now we've got something here from Packrat. And this might be kind of fun. So let's take a look. Seven for me. I feel confident nobody has all 20. How many for you? Number 1, used a rotary phone.
Yep.
Yes. Number 2, used a floppy disk.
Barbecue.
Yep.
Yes. Number 3, used a typewriter. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Number 4, taking photos with a film camera. Yes.
Yep.
Everybody.
I've done
Number
all of
5,
these so far.
listen to music on a CD. Yes.
Yep.
Number 6, listen to a cassette tape. Yes. Number 7, listen to a vinyl record.
These are not that hard. Is it like, are we still doing this or just have ever done?
I've
Number
done
8, listen to music on a Walkman.
Yep.
You never listened to a vinyl record before?
No, I've done all these so far.
Yeah, I've done all the way up to 19. Can't see 20 because of the crawler.
Yeah, those are all easy.
Number 9, listen to music on a boombox outside. Yes. Number 10, watched a video from a VHS tape many times. Number 11, sent or received a fax. I've done both many times.
Yep.
Number 12, recorded music from radio to cassette. Oh, yeah. Even in high school, I did stuff like that.
It's a great time.
Number 13, rented a video from Blockbuster. Oh, yeah. 14, access the internet via dial-up. Oh, yeah. And we've got 2 16s. The first one must be 15. Used a phone book. Yes. 16, sent a postcard. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
17, used a paper map to get somewhere. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Number 18, owned a dictionary. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
19, owned an encyclopedia. Yes. Number 20, paid with a paper check. Yes. All 20.
Yeah, all 20.
Like,
Well, 21, all 21 because somebody can't numerate properly.
Well, they skipped over 15.
Yeah.
There's 2
Yeah, it was-
16.
Oh,
It was
yeah,
doubled.
doubled.
yeah, I mean, I still use most of all these still.
Yep. I still think
It's kind of hard to
idea.
rent videos from Blockbuster.
I still have my card though. I just gotta go to Alaska.
Well, let's see. Blockbuster was bought by Netflix. You can still watch things on Netflix. Does that qualify?
I still want to try and make a cell phone that has a rotary dial on it, because all these things that are vintage that are coming back to be cool, just so I can watch people try and text message with a rotary phone.
Yeah, they've also like dial it, the number, and then pick up the receiver. I've seen some videos like that.
I want to
Oh,
see
that.
today's kids. I want to see today's kids use a phone that has a cord hooked to the wall and see how. Because they think they go through the entire house and talk on a phone. In the day, we used to have to go in where the phone was and pick it up.
You'd have a 20-foot cord on the phone.
Yeah, the one in like most usually seen in the kitchen had the like springy cord,
Mm-hmm.
and you could like literally like almost stretch it to your bedroom. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Ours
then
wasn't quite that long.
the annoying thing about it was it didn't matter how many times you try to untangle that thing, somehow it would just wrap around itself like a twister.
Well, any cable, you will just somehow, no matter how much you straighten it out, will eventually end up kinked up and wrapped around everything in the vicinity of the cable.
I blame it on
And,
CERN.
If you were outside, you might hear the phone ring. Chances are you probably wouldn't. If you did, chances are you couldn't get inside in time to answer it before they gave up.
Never.
Oh, it wasn't any answering machine or voicemail. So
Well, the awesome technology was the portable phone with a long ass antenna that you could pick up your neighbor's baby monitor with too.
you could listen to those things on shortwave radio. I know, because I had a shortwave radio one time and I picked up a car phone conversation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for a while everything was like on 49, and I forget the other one, like 60 something, and you could pick up a bunch of stuff like that.
Yeah, Walmart, $89. You get a scanner, and you could sit and listen to everybody's cell phone calls.
You can deal with just a regular wireless phone too, or cordless phone, house phone.
You can have a bracket.
I don't have one planned, no. Hillbilly, this video I'm about to open, does that have any copyrighted music in it or anything?
Oh, no, it's totally safe.
I asked the robots for a list of 20 things that would limit the very young and middle-aged. So I have a list of things like have you done that's, I think, more challenging.
Okay, let me look at this real quick because Hillbilly sent it in. It's got Ron Wayne's logo on it. So
Now, this
wait a
is
minute.
AI.
let me share this again because I don't think I turned the audio tab on. I got in trouble one time for sharing a video nobody could hear. So
Yeah.
oh, where'd that go?
Forewarning, this is AI. For sure.
Okay, let me try this again. And here we go. Okay, audio. Yep, I didn't have it on. Okay, let's try it again, folks.
Hey there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not going to get me in any trouble.
No.
Cool. Real quick, was Ron Wayne's logo coming to life?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and what where I screenshot that from was Ronte Matters sent him a poster, and he like had it all colored in. So I just screenshot it and then threw it in Grok and said, have it say, hey there in a deep cowboy voice. So that's what it come up with.
So Denny sent this in to us just for a little bit of nostalgia. A good old wall phone. Not a real old one. It's push button, but
as I said, it's push button with like speed dials and stuff. That's
yeah. Yeah, so you got like fire, ambulance.
Best part. Can you guys leave the room so I can have privacy? Nobody moves. So now you're just trying to stretch the cord around the corner as you're sitting in the friggin' staircase.
Yeah, that's the springy cord there that I was talking about. Exactly.
Yeah, and those came in different lengths too. You get my friend had one in his kitchen phone. It had to have been 50-foot long cord. When you stretched it out all the way, thing was huge.
okay, this is from Justin Grimm. He's got a couple of them here. This first one is Maxine Waters seen contaminating the reflecting pool. Wow.
That's about right. That's about right.
So that's what did it. Okay.
Actually, I think the creature from the Black Lagoon isn't quite as ugly as.
I was going to say that was disrespectful to the creature of the Black Lagoon.
It was. Okay, and second, let's see.
Shouldn't have her hair on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here's the second picture. Let me look at that. Okay, and it says, therapist, you need to be kinder. Me. It's a grenade that says, have a nice day on the side of it. Have a nice day. All right. So, G-Webs, you said you had some stuff for us?
Yeah, now that I'm reading them, a lot of them were from that other list also. I tried to make it older.
Okay.
They added, have you ever adjusted the TV with someone yelling, when to stop? You guys were talking about that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One that I heard the other day was using call waiting. For a while there, we would, back in the days before cell phones and when there was already call waiting and that kind of shit, you could, and before call waiting even, you could get your friend to like call you at, let's say 9 p.m. or something. And then you'd pick up the phone, and then when they'd call, it would call waiting, and then no one would hear the phone ring. So that was a thing back in the day, making plans to call each other so you didn't wake up the house. Recorded on their songs off the radio onto a cassette. We've all done that. Made a mixtape. Was that on the other one?
No.
Done that.
Yes.
I don't know if people do that kind of thing anymore. Rented a Nintendo game for the weekend. That's sort of like the blockbuster.
That was like the coolest thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
You never got to do it.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. And then I ended up buying one, but yeah.
This one's interesting because I just found out about this. I just ditched one of these a while ago, and I'm kind of pissed about it. But it said I've ever programmed a VCR.
Yep.
So people don't even know what that means, but like programming the clock and then setting your VCR to like record a show for you and stuff like that was an issue. It was like a comic thing for forever, right? Like comics would dig on that because it was such every VCR came up with a new way to do it, and you had to
they all had different ones. Then they came out with
the cheat study how to do it.
Yeah,
then my mom and dad got one, and I had to program theirs. And every time the power went out, they'd call and have me come over and reset the clock on it. So.
Yeah, remember in the early 90s, they came out with a little cheat code that they would put in the TV guide where you just punched in that cheat code in the VCR and it programmed it the date and time for whatever.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'll tell you guys this: when me and Ames first started dating, there was like a couple shows on like through the air antenna TV, your regular shows, and they were on at the same time. So I had to set up 2 programmed VCRs to record on a tape. And when she got here in the evening, we'd watch them. And then, like, you get somebody on there and rewind it and then start recording over it again. And eventually, like, the tracking got so bad, like, you just had to throw the tape away.
Well, or else you would leave it with whatever and then buy another tape. And then you'd have that like tape with like the last 4 episodes you recorded on it that were all crappy.
Yeah, some of this stuff isn't necessarily old. It's just growing up core.
Did you guys have the external rewinders that you'd use to rewind movies? The little separate box?
I never bought one because just never did, I guess. We just rewinded them on the VCR.
We had one. We just never used it when I was a kid.
That was really cool to have when you're watching the Titanic.
So do you know that VCRs are expensive as hell right now?
Oh, yeah, it's ridiculous.
They're crazy expensive, so don't throw away a VCR if you got one, no matter what kind it is. I threw one away. I'm pissed.
I got a couple of them.
Did anybody start out with the beta instead of the VHS?
No, I had a friend that did. I didn't.
No people that did, but we did.
They
we
were
got ours
very
late.
expensive.
Yeah, betas were expensive when they came out. But
so next keep on the list, right? Always keep on. So the next one is you ever call the movie theater just to hear the show times? And
that
was the thing, right? This one I thought was pretty interesting. Where'd it go? Have to use TV Guide to plan out your week. Like, I guess kids kind of do that now, but everything's on demand now. You know what I mean? Like, we used to plan our week around a show.
Yeah. You look at it, see what
was
on each night. Yeah.
What was on, or if you ever had a TV with just 3 or 4 channels, and that's
I
bet you they can't even fathom that as a kid nowadays, right?
Well, if we changed the channel, we had to move the antenna because we didn't have cable until I was 10 years old.
Well, we had cable in the living room, but didn't have cable in my bedroom.
Yeah, people would have cable on one TV for a while, right? And then it's like all the rest of the TVs were on their own.
And on top of that, G-Webs, Fox was the only one that was on after midnight because the rest of them would play like show the American flag and all that and do the national anthem, and they went off air.
Like 10 o'clock. I went to Wyoming in like the 90s, and shit was the end of the 90s. No, in the beginning of the 90s. And the TV went off the air at 10 p.m. I'm like, what the hell? Like, no
didn't go. NBC didn't go off the air until like 2 o'clock in the morning because they had Carson and Letterman, and then the guy that came on after Letterman. Then they would.
You had to have that syndicated where you were at. Like I've been to places where they only had 3 channels, and they did all.
Yeah,
we
had 310 and Fox was always the one, like, especially on the weekends, they did the wrestling and like the Kung Fu Theater after midnight. And that was a big treat to stay up and watch Fox after midnight. And sometimes you may have to add some extra aluminum foil to the antennas and twist them a little bit. But yeah, that was a big treat.
I know the AM would turn their like power up. I don't think the TVs did that. So then wait until after, like they say 9 p.m. I don't remember what time it was for cheaper long distance calls.
Oh, yeah.
Like you'd have to make arrangements to call people long distance back in the day.
Nights and weekends were like 25% off. And if you made the call on Sunday from like 11 o'clock in the morning until 5 at night, it was 40% off. So my sisters would always call home on Sundays.
Using carbon paper to make copies.
Yep.
Yeah. And 100%. A little bit later, when the bag phones come out, people don't realize this is 25, 35 cents a minute during prime time.
Well, we lived through the beepers and like the crazy cell phone packages and prices, and oh my goodness, so many that like I'm so happy that we got to forget all of that, all the junk with.
Well, what about collect calls? You call in, that ask for your name, so you say something stupid like, "I'm broke and hungry, send me money," and then the operator's like, "You have a call from I'm broke and hungry, send me money. Do you accept these charges?" And then they're like, "Nope."
Mm-hmm. All the time.
Because they got the message.
I'm ready to get picked up. I'm at the mall. I'm ready to get picked up.
Yeah.
I think somebody already said it. I think Wood said, but calling the time on the phone.
Oh,
like
time and temperature. Yeah. Local bank. Yeah, all the time.
And then information. Oh, and then I remember one that I seen, like for some of us, Gizzard, I don't know if you did this, but like for some of us coming home from school and then like calling your mom, like, "Hey, can I have something on the refrigerator?" Like, "Hey, can I go over to somebody's house?" Like calling your parents, well, my mom usually, but at their work, and having to talk to the secretary and then having to get patched in. I don't know if everybody else had to do that, but that for a while was like, we're all sitting around at home, doing our thing. So if we wanted to do something, we'd all have to call our parents, figure out what we wanted to do.
Yeah. I had to call my dad down at the garage all the time.
And you talked about calling the movie theater to see what times the show started. Well, in Branson is 335, and then like a certain number that's easy to remember. I don't remember exactly what it was. But if you accidentally dialed 334, it came on this girl's answer machine. She's like, "Hi, this is so-and-so. If you're trying to reach the Branson movie theater, it is 335, not 334. And so I have no idea what time the show starts, so please hang up and dial the correct number.
I had the same issue growing up. Our phone number was 2777 and the movie theater was 3777. And we'd have people calling our house all the friggin' time.
In Pittsburgh, we didn't have to actually call the movie theater. You got the Yellow Pages, and they had a special section in the front where the Yellow Pages, the company that published the Yellow Pages itself, had a number that you would call them, and they would give you all the movie listings in the entire city area with the times and whatnot.
So,
date and time, we would actually call the electric company. The electric company are the ones that had the date and time number for Pittsburgh.
So do you have any more G-Webs, or because Packrat sent in some more?
No, go ahead.
So these are you ever send in rolls of film to a photo lab to get it developed? Yes.
Hell, I've been the developer.
Use a payphone to make a call.
Yes.
That was on the other.
Write letters by hand.
Yes.
Yes.
That's probably still a good thing to do.
Send a telegram. I have never done that.
You do in the military, so yes.
Does sending a Western Union count as sending a telegram?
Yeah, that's a telegram.
I think so. It is.
Yes.
Then yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Balance
it
a
was
check
just a way to send
hand.
something. Back in the day, like if you needed to get a letter fast, like that was a telegram, and it cost a shit ton, but you could do it, and it was also like easier than.
Balance a checkbook by hand every month.
Yep.
Yes.
Only for a little while. I quit doing it.
Let's see. Some of these are repeats. Let's see. Burn a music CD. I think we've all probably done that.
Yep.
Wait for a newspaper to get the local news. Oh, yes.
Yep.
That sports page especially.
Memorize friends' phone numbers, all kinds of them. Yes.
Still have them memorized.
That was on that list, like memorizing more than 10 phone numbers. Like, I don't even think I have any. Might have one or two memorized now, but back in the day, we had like Rolodexes in our head.
The other day, I was dialing a number to the next town over, and my best friend's phone number when he was a kid started the same way, and I wasn't paying attention or thinking. The next thing I know, I was like, oh, crap. I put in that number. I was like, that's not right.
Called your friend's parents' house, and they're like, what the hell are you calling?
Yeah, if that line was still connected, let's say his dad passed away, his mom got remarried and moved, and so it's no longer in service.
Well, we had party lines here, and so like nowadays to call somebody locally, you gotta dial 417-779 and then the last 4 digits. But back before that, with rotary dial, if you're calling somebody locally, you only had to dial the 9 and then the last 4 digits.
I remember when I was a little kid calling somebody one time, or calling someplace that had letters and the phone number still. Like in the phone book, it was like, you know.
So last but not least, this is only going to apply to certain people, but smoke in a restaurant or an airplane?
I've smoked in an airplane and an airplane.
I smoked in a restaurant, yeah.
In a restaurant, never in an airplane.
I've
never smoked in my life, but I do remember going to restaurants and they had smoking or non-smoking sections. At which point your parents proved just how much they did not love or care about you and they chose smoking.
Yeah, I never personally smoked on an airplane, but I've been on an airplane that allowed smoking.
Oh, I've definitely been on them, but I was lucky enough to be smoking coming home from training one time, and I was smoking, and I got smoke in the back of an airplane. It was amazing. I had no idea it was about to be gone because they already shoved smoke into the back, but it was like a year later, and there was no more smoking on airplanes.
I think Burger King was the last one to hang on with the ashtrays and the smoking section. But
yep, I've had Burger King ashtray.
Yeah, I don't think cars, they don't have ashtrays no more. Or cigarette lighters. So
they got cigarette lighters sometimes.
Yeah, they do.
Cigarette lighters, but not ashtrays.
Any of the 12-volt power outlets, you can still get the little cigarette lighter that plugs into those.
Yeah, but like there's not.
They don't come with them.
I guess it depends. My cars are old, so
some cars still do. You can get
my cars. I've had.
There's
I think the van had it. It was a 2002.
Yeah, I think some Bentleys still have them. But
on the Ford website, because I looked for my.
That's not a car.
It's a car. It's a really expensive car.
Yeah, the car nobody can afford.
For my new Ford Escape, you can go on. You can go onto the Ford website and they sell an ashtray that fits into one of the cup holders. So,
yeah.
Oh, I got an ashtray. I was going to give to DJ. He's like one of the only people I know that smokes, but it looks like a can, and you put it in like what you're saying, like just in a car or whatever. But then it has a little lid, and I think when you open the lid, it has a light so you can find it to ash in there. But like in that way, you have an ashtray in your car.
So Packrat says, "How about using a phone book?" Oh yeah,
lots
of times.
Yeah, that was on the list.
I thought so.
What would be funny is putting a phone book in front of like a kid nowadays and tell them to look for something, see if they can even do it. You know what I mean? See if it's intuitive or not.
Call the movie times to have a cover story for where I really went, keggers, etc.
You know what else about the phone book is the maps in the phone book, right? Like having to find stuff, like get around town or whatever. You'd always be looking at the maps in there. And it wasn't like Google Maps where it's like, oh, here's the restaurant I want to go to. The restaurant gave you an address, and then you'd have to go to the middle of the phone book and start looking through map pages to figure out where it was on there and then where you are compared to that. So much more work than that.
So Packrat says G-Webs may remember Molly's on Fort Lowell that tried to say they were a private club so they could allow smoking.
I don't remember that. I haven't smoked in a long time. I think I quit in 2015 or something. Whenever I got poor, I quit. And then I was just going to say, I just smoked a cigarette. I went to my friend's house the other night and bummed a cigarette off of. I thought it was going to fall down. I felt like a little kid when the first time I probably smoked a cigar or something. Like I had flop sweats and I was all dizzy and I definitely couldn't have stood up. I was knocked out by just one cigarette.
Yeah.
But, back to what Woods commented about having to come up with cover stories for him going to different parties and stuff. Our parents would coordinate the parties. They all got together and like, hey, the kids are either going to go out and do this without our knowing or with our knowing and with one of us to chaperone. So they would get together, and if it like for a Halloween party, they would put together a Halloween party for us and stuff at one of our houses. We'd have like,
oh man, I don't know when we figured out the classic. I'm going to his house, he's going to my house. I'm going, everybody's sleeping over at everybody's houses, and then, but everybody, we didn't. We just left. We would just go camping or something. And we were little when we figured that out. I don't know if we figured it out on our own or if we saw it in a movie or something, but I bet you in 6th grade we started just going out on the weekends because we would tell everybody we were sleeping at other people's houses. And parents probably were like, oh, good, you're sleeping at somebody else's house? Like, I'm going to go do whatever I want for the weekend. They didn't care at all that we left.
Yeah.
So there was like 8 of us, and we would, at least 4 or 5 of us were out every weekend just camping somewhere.
Yeah. I'm going to blow like Jacob and some of these guys' mind that's younger on here. Literally, when we were growing up, your parents had no clue where you are, and they most usually didn't care. And so on the 10 o'clock news, they had to remind parents. It literally said, parents, do you know where your children are? And they're like, oh, hell yeah, we got kids. Where are they?
They only cared if we got in trouble.
Exactly.
Where we were. They didn't even ask where we were. They would just be like, oh, you got in trouble, or like you didn't get home on time, maybe, like worried them a little bit.
Be home by this time or else. We
I
just
went
get on
over
our bikes and go.
I went over to a friend. Go ahead.
The syndicated news, like the free stations, literally had to remind parents that they had kids. It's 10 o'clock at night. I mean, I think that's hilarious nowadays. That was.
Well, I figured that was for the teenagers. I figured that was for the parents of teenagers who because they. I mean, I'm assuming they knew that we weren't causing trouble. But I figured, teenagers are causing trouble because back then teenagers caused trouble. Like one of the reasons we go out and hang out on the weekends is because we could watch the teenagers raise havoc. We could see what they were doing, but because you couldn't tell what they were doing if you stayed home.
If you weren't going to be home, you better be at a friend's house, and you better call your mother and let her know that you were going to be staying at so and so's house that night.
Sometimes for us, like just leaving a note on the table, like I'm going to be at Jeff's or something, and then you'd come back Sunday.
Well, I mean, if you didn't tell her beforehand.
Yeah, and then a lot of people had that friend that had the parent that just really didn't give a shit, and you could always say you're at their house, and you can do whatever you want at their house, pretty much.
I had this one friend, his mother was Italian, and you went to her house, you couldn't leave without eating something first. You had to eat something or she wasn't going to let you leave the house.
Well, I figured most of the kids' parents, we considered it like a buffet or like some sort of like restaurants, right? Like if you wanted, if you had somebody, whatever the people's parents made, or somebody with grandparents back then, grandparents would stay, we lived in the house sometimes. So we knew where we could go to eat if we wanted to eat. And if we felt like eating this or that, we knew which houses to go to.
Yeah. Like you literally were like the stray dog for the town. You knew where to go if you wanted certain stuff to eat.
Yeah, and we know where not to go to, like where we're never going to get
My one friend's family, his parents always ordered pizza on Thursday night. So guess where all of us were hanging out on Thursday night?
Why do we have to order 5 large pizzas on Thursday nights? It used to be 1 medium.
But like you said, they probably figured what's it cost for a pizza to know all the kids are downstairs in the basement or whatever in the backyard.
Exactly. And parents would call parents. Like, if you've done something wrong, they could call your parents and they might whoop you and then send you home and you get a whooping too. That was all totally.
You got a whooping for causing grief that you had to get a whooping. They didn't give a shit about that you already got a whooping. You were getting a whooping because.
I get home, I get a whooping for something my brother did. It's like, what did I do?
You might get 2 or 3 whoopings on your way home to get a whooping. You just Depends on what you did.
Yeah, I mean, because my brother did something, that's what I did, and they're like, I don't know, but it's wherever you did it, I didn't catch you doing.
Yeah,
like the lack of phones. There was a lot of like urban legends, like, oh, that guy caught that on fire, or like that guy climbed to the top of that water tower, like that kind of shit. And there was no pictures of nothing because that wasn't even a thing. No one even thought that there would ever be a picture of anything. It was just all stories. So I don't know what it would have been like if we would have had phones back in those days. Like, if it would have been the same parental attitudes about, I don't know what they thought back then. I guess, man, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what I feel like our parents didn't get in any trouble. They just sat around watching like Howdy Doody and shit. But anyway, they seem to universally let our generation run around. And I'm just wondering if we had phones and if we had cameras and shit, like how much trouble we'd have been getting into. Because we would have been dumb enough to take pictures of the dumb shit we did, I'm sure.
I know damn well my parents got in trouble because I heard the stories from them and my grandparents. Well,
my grandpa would tell me stories about when he was a kid, but my parents were probably just lame. Like, I never really heard any stories.
The one story I got told about my grandfather getting in trouble was when World War II broke out, and he was 14 and he tried sneaking and signing up for the army. And my great grandfather caught him and beat his ass right in front of everybody at the recruiting station.
Maybe tall dudes in my family either did successfully, say they were older because they were all 13 to whatever. They were all young, and but they all went in. They all went into a different branch.
Well, talking about getting a butt whooping, I mean, like Walmart started just south of me down in Bentonville, Arkansas. So, like, we were the third and fourth Walmart ever produced. And like, I remember this one time, like, if we were really good and we did a lot of our chores, we could get a Matchbox car, which was less than $1. And I was in that section and I was wanting this fire truck and it had a lot of wheels, but I didn't know if they all rolled. So like I was in there and my mom wasn't around me. And so I like kind of opened it up to check the wheels would roll because I didn't know if all of them rolled. And I'm not kidding you. Like, I was young and some older lady grabbed me by the back of the hair and said, "What are you doing opening that up?" And I was like, "I'm sorry. I just didn't know if all the wheels rolled." And I set it down. She goes, "No, you grabbed that. Where's your mom at?" And she had the back of my hair and dragged me, and we walked around Walmart till she found my mom and told her what I did. I mean, that was common use,
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. We're over time, so let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and go to the last part of this where we ask, what did you learn? Give each of our people a chance to tell us what they learned tonight and then let them plug their channel. We'll start with Rich. Rich, what did you learn?
Well, I learned that even though we're all from different areas, we all grew up in different parts of the country, we all had pretty much the same damn childhood.
Yeah, pretty much. So what
we
have you
didn't
got
talk about if we were riding bikes or not during all that.
Well, I said about we would get on our bikes and take off and not come back for hours.
Oh, okay.
So what have you got coming up on your channel, Rich?
Now, we do this show Sunday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern, called This Week Unloaded. And talk about all kinds of different stuff. This past weekend, we talked about the 2 different Supreme Court rulings on immigration that came out this past Thursday before we started talking about all kinds of sports stuff, which we usually somehow always end up talking about before the night's over on that show. So.
Hashtag not my fault.
Usually it is Gary's fault. Don't let him fool you.
Sometimes. Alrighty. Well, thank you for being here. Let's go to Hillbilly. What did you learn tonight?
I learned why most of us have pretty tough, thick skin, after tonight, for sure. Yeah, great show. Enjoyed every bit of it and learned some history.
And you've got a 4th of July show coming up.
Yes, we do. I put it out last Saturday since Saturday's falling on the 4th. If the side chat and the panel and everybody wanted to do a 4th of July show, and they said yes, which I was happy for because, celebrate our 250th, year. And so we will be doing a 4th of July show on Guns, Beer, Therapy Saturday night, 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock East, 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern. And I do have a video coming out Wednesday this week for a scope review. And that's about it, buddy. Thanks for having me.
You bet. Thanks for being here. G-Webs, what did you learn tonight?
Some of that stuff with the 4th of July stuff you did at the beginning was pretty good. Good refresher. Thanks for hosting. Happy 250th.
You betcha. Thanks for being here. Last but not least, Guns and Barbecue. What did you learn?
What did I learn? I learned that 2 nights in a row, Rich has been wrong.
It happens.
It does.
So what have you got coming up this week?
So I was going to tell a joke about all the layoffs that have been happening, but it turns out the joke doesn't work.
Wow.
Yep.
I'm glad you saved that to the end.
Right. I'm going to say they could have ponied up $100 in super chats for you. I'd have been out of here, and they would have never had to hear that. Probably do a show
right.
Thursday.
Most of them left anyway, to be fair. I still have 14 people watching this. Anyway, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
So thanks to everybody for watching, everybody who sent in. GORN contributed to the chat. We had a lot of good interaction tonight. A special thanks to all of my channel members for the support that they give me here on the channel. I certainly do appreciate it. Speaking of channel members, we'll be back for a members-only stream Wednesday night, 8:30 p.m. Central, where we will give away yet another of the pocket knives that I've reviewed. Speaking of pocket knives, got a couple of new knives from Civivi this week. Be looking for videos coming out on my channel here pretty soon on those. So anyway, we'll be back next week for another edition of Fowl Territory, as always, every Monday at 9 o'clock p.m. Central Time. So have a great rest of the week. And remember, if anyone tries to infringe on your right to keep and bear arms, give them the bird. This is Gizzard Gary. Let's tell the folks good night, and then let's get out of here.
Good night.
Good night. Let's get out of here.
Go Pound Sand.
God bless America, everybody.